on the Thefreelogomakers engine, and this time we're going to focus on just one feature. We're actually going to look at the gradients, and gradients are a way to make a fill. So if you think about making a color for something, you can make something red, you can make something blue, you can make something black, but if you want some shading, a little bit of depth to the design, the gradient feature is what you would use. So we're going to follow on from one of the orders from the previous video that we did. In this case, I'm just going to hit Edit Logo to go ahead and load the engine. If you were starting a design for the first time, then you're going to want to go ahead and pick a design that you want to start modifying and then choose one. All right, so there's the design that we'd customized in a previous video. That design, we had grouped everything to align it. So the first thing we're going to do is hit the ungroup button. And anytime you're in our logo generator, in our engine, and you click on something and you're like, I don't understand why I can't edit it, all you have to do is click on the grouping icon. It's a little blue set of squares, and that will release all the elements. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I think this one, yep, we'd grouped these two together. So if you see they're moving together, in this case, I'm going to ungroup it. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move all this other stuff out of the way because I just don't need to use it right now. All right, so let's take this purple square or purple cross plus shape that we've got here, and let's give it a little bit of depth. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the fill icon. And in this case, there are two types of gradients. There's a linear gradient. And you can think of linear, it just goes from left to right. So it could be black on the left and fade all the way to purple on the right. And then a radial gradient is circular. So it starts maybe black in the center and expands out to purple or the other way around. So I'm going to do a linear gradient for the first one. All right, so I'm okay with this being the starting color, but I'm going to change this. I want to do a bit of a, let's do a darker, actually no, let's go a little bit lighter for this, what we're going to do. So fading from purple to gray. So I've chosen my colors. I can choose the opacity. I wouldn't worry too much about opacity, that's just transparency. And I'm going to hit OK. And if you'll notice, now the shading is a little bit different. Now that's what happens when you use a lighter color. If I had, and you double click to activate the color palette, if I chose a darker color like a black, and I hit OK, now do you see how it has that sort of effect? Which is nice, but if I was looking to give this some kind of depth, I'd really want to try this as a radial gradient. And so I click on the radial gradient and I hit OK. Oh, let's move that over there. Let's move this down here for now. All right, so radial gradient. There we go. I'm going to move the purple in just a little bit. And you've got a few effects. I'm going to do reflection first, and you'll notice that now we sort of see a circular effect. And then I'm going to try another one where I'll say I'll change the spread method and make it repeat. And in that one, it's not so obvious because the gradient only has two colors, but when you put the two together, that is a very, very different design. So let's go ahead and just recapping on some of the stuff in the other video, we're going to align everything. We're going to group it. We're going to put the K back in the middle. Oops, now the K is all the way at the bottom. If you move something and it seems like it's sticking underneath it, all you have to do is click the layer tool and you can kind of keep going up and that'll tell you where it's positioned. And if you do it enough times, it'll be back on the top. All right, so let's move these elements up here. Let's stick cats here and let's stick creations back under here. And you'll see that we've now taken that initial design and we've made something very different. And that is all there is to know about how to use the gradient tool. You can change it from any color, light to dark, side to side, circular, and so on. All right, all done, and then hit Save Image. And again, leave this page. And now you have it. That same logo design and now has a shaded effect. So the colors in the purple sort of spread from one side to the other. Just a quick recap always, if you want to edit your logo, you can hit the edit button. If you want to keep a copy of your logo, go ahead and scroll down and email the logo to yourself. Don't forget to keep track of your order number that's down here. As always, if you're struggling, you can always hire a designer, $99, and we'll get to work for you. And if you just want to use it on your web page, here's the plain URL, here's the BB code if you use a message board, and here's the HTML code if you want it on your site. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.